Hey guys, so I needed a pick me up, so I put on my favorite shirt and I'm doing a vlog for y'all. A couple of days ago, I put out the word on WordPress and Facebook that I'd answer anything, and you gave me the most random collection of questions I've ever had for a vlog. So I'm going to answer them in an order that has nothing to do with when they were asked and everything to do with wanting to get the questions about picking a disability out of the way first. Oh, and there's a transcript below this video, so if you feel like skipping ahead, by all means, do it. So the first question comes from the lovely lady of House Ring, Lily. She asks, if you had to pick between being blind, deaf, having no arms, or having no legs, which would you pick and why? So, Lily dear, I'd pick having no legs. I hate this question because it's not like I wake up every day and I'm like, oh, I'm overprivileged. Which awesome privilege would I like to give up today? Even though I am pretty privileged. But on days like today, when my legs don't quite work right anyway, and I can't stand any longer than about 10 minutes without pretty extreme pain, it makes sense to give up my legs and keep my sight, hearing, and sense of touch so I can experience more good things. She also wanted to know if I could live anywhere in the world and do anything I wanted, what would it be? And I feel like this should be obvious, but if I could live anywhere in the world, it would be Portland, Oregon, with only enough money to actually experience the city. And what I would do is be a famous writer. To get paid to spend my time sharing writing with people would be amazing. So her questions dovetail nicely with the questions left for me by Doesn't Matter 3, who asked, if you could do one thing, and anything is possible in your future, what would you want to do? And the answer is to write something. Book, blog post, poem, what have you, that changed the way someone I loved saw themselves and made their life better because of it. I want to be able to convey what I see in such a way that others see it too. She also asked what the most important thing I've learned in the past year is, and I definitely have to say it's to stop being afraid of love and reach for it wherever I find it and however unlikely the package, because nothing matters if the people around you don't. That's also what I'd say to my childhood self. Love exists, and it will surprise you. Don't be afraid to let it delight you. And doesn't matter what makes me laugh until my stomach hurts, kind of depends on the day. I like really corny jokes, though, and stupid pickup lines. Those are my favorite. And finally, she asked, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? And the answer, of course, is a woodchuck could... Hold on. The answer, of course, is a woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Ocean Star asked me to listen to Reggie Watts' TED Talk and respond to it. Well, I did that, and I'm processing it, but the thing that he said that I loved the most was about how tomorrow is another day, and it may not be a special day, but it is a day, and you will get there. Sometimes I think I need that reminder more than anything in my life. Chronic Masticator gave me a series of questions that are utterly ridiculous, as did Talia and Maggie, so here in no particular order are my opinions. Right Twix first, left Twix second. That silly ad about sharing has never met my love for chocolate-covered caramel. Bacon is disgusting, so fried onion flakes are preferable. One horse-sized duck, because then I can just put it in the ocean, and 100 duck-sized horses would pretty much just bite all the time and poop a lot, and that doesn't sound like a lot of fun. Given the choice, I prefer a sore throat to an earache, but they rarely happen separately, so that seems like an unfair distinction. I don't know enough about fancy things to have a preferred thread count in anything, but I guess I've heard that higher means softer, so 47,002. Between brownies and blondies, always the brownie. I don't understand what a blondie is supposed to be. Vanilla for ice cream and scent, chocolate for everything else. Cats over dogs, though I tend to love both, and I'm good with both usually. Favorite stress reliever that I can talk about in a vlog my mom might see is a good book and some happy music and a chat with a friend. And it's Impossible to be unhappy while listening to MMMBop by Hanson or basically anything by Erasure. Purple Poet 7 asked if I read a lot of biographies and what my favorite theme in fiction is. I don't read a lot of biographies, although I always feel like I'll sound smarter if I say I do. But my favorite theme in fiction is very much dystopian future. My top 5 favorite books are all dystopian literature, and I'll read them over and over again and learn something new every time. Delaney asked me to define love, which is silly because that's like defining the way you feel when you lay on a dock and look at the stars, but I'll give it a stab. I think love is when you are able to truly say that another person's happiness, comfort, and stability matter more to you than your own, and also feel that you don't lose in the process of putting them above you. And I think it's easy to have that first half and much harder to have the second half of that definition. Tessa asked me to define success. For me, success is the quiet feeling of knowing that you've done the best you could with what you were given, worked your hardest with the tools at your disposal, and created something worth sharing with other humans. We live in a community, people. So until next time, be good to yourselves and each other. Oh, and 5 points to the person who can correctly identify that sign off.